All right, everyone, welcome back to Breslov Efrat here. Shira David, Baruch Hashem. Hope everyone had a wonderful Shabbos. Shabbos Nachamu, Baruch Hashem. I hope everyone feels the Nechama. We started the Sheva Shavuos, the Nechemta. Right, we have the 7 weeks of Nechama, all the way till Nitzavim. Every Shabbos we're going to have another Haftorah that gives us more consolation. Isn't that nice? 7 to go. There's 6 to go. Baruch Hashem. Okay, and we're learning Likutey Halachos. Baruch Hashem. We are in Hilchos Ha'ida'ah, giving thanks to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. How special is it always to give thanks to Hashem? Especially here in Eretz Yisrael, right? The beauty of Eretz Yisrael. We're so lucky. Thank you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Halacha Vav, speaking about serving Hashem and doing mitzvahs with simcha, based on lesson 24 in Likutey Maran. Okay, we're in the middle of Lamed Ches 38, and we're up to where it says Va'al Kain Nismach Lezev Ani Bechazdecha B'Tachti. David HaMelech says, Vani Bechazdecha B'Tachti. And in your chesed, Hashem, I trust. David HaMelech trusts in Hashem's chesed. So beautiful. Yogel libi b'shuasecha. Oh, I feel it in my Ashiva Hashem ki gomel alai. Shechizik es atzmai v'es kol nafshes Yisrael akluyim bay. Because he's strengthening himself and all of the Jewish people that are included with him. We're going to see what this means in a minute. V'amar shebatuach b'chazda yizbarach ayidei zeh shemesameach es atzmai v'bechinas yogel libi b'shuasecha. Ki zeh ikra atikon shel kol echad ve'echad sheyichazek libay b'betochen. Gadol. We have to work on trust in Hashem. That's our job. To trust in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. B'chazdei Hashem, in His kind mercy, in His kindness. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu will never abandon us. Isn't that so beautiful? Come on. Look at these words. Simcha, what do you think? Hashem will never abandon us. Ad sheyisameach v'yogel nafshe v'chinis yogel libi b'shuasecha, until he feels it in his heart, right? Until he feels it in his heart. Yogel libi b'shuasecha. His heart feels the Yeshua. Aval elu she'einam zeichen lezeh. Oy vey. But those that don't merit this, to be included with David HaMelech and the bitachon of David HaMelech. Azaya sheina shelahem nechaz basitra demaisa. So those people, when they go to sleep, they're sleeping with the side of death. They're not sleeping with the side of life. Kifi apegam shelahem, according to what blemishes they were involved in their minds. They're mixed. Their dreams are mixed with all of their impurity, all the mistakes that they've made. See, the only way a person can have faith today and have trust in Hashem today, if the person is doing mitzvahs. And if the person is doing mitzvahs, like we learned, so then those mitzvot that the person is doing is causing it to have yishuv adas. When the person has yishuv adas, he can think. You understand? He can think clearly. But when the person is not doing mitzvahs, or he's doing mitzvahs, but he's doing them more by rote and he's not involved in the simcha of the mitzvah, the joy of the mitzvah. Ki lo yishav adas karoya bevadei lo yaya korach achar shtusim umasim sheinei hagunim keila. Look at these words are so beautiful. Look, let's discuss these words for a few minutes. Why do people stray away and they go to all these different things in the world? Again, we're in the world of the exchange, right? This is the world of exchange. Everything gets exchanged here. So when the person is not involved in mitzvos, his mind wanders. He gets involved in all different things. That's why it's so important. You learn Torah. The Torah is our life. It's a tree. Are you attached to the tree or you disconnect from the tree? How do you attach to the tree? You do the mitzvahs. You learn Torah. His Baidah, speak to the Rabbeinu Sheleimah. Be connected to Hashem. Then your mind works in that process. You understand? But if you're not, so then the mind is just looking for anything else. I need to see sports. I need to gamble. I need to go to these clubs. I need to go on vacation. I need to do things. The mind is just wandering. So the answer to all of that stuff is do a mitzvah b'simcha. Shalom, you like that? Does it make sense? Yeah. You want to say something? No. You what? You're thinking about something. V'chol levavecha v'chol nafshecha. What was the idea? You what? Nesivat Shalom, can, yeah. Beautiful. Nesivat Shalom is a beautiful sefer. I learned it for many years, Baruch Hashem. Yeah. Okay, so again, if the person is thinking and he's working on Ahavas Hashem and Yiras Hashem, and he's working on doing his mitzvah, so then he has Yishuv Adas, so then his mind is filled with life. And then he has Simcha. When the person has Simcha, he's full of life. But when the person doesn't have Simcha, then he's attached to Atzvos. And we said Atzvos is attached to death. And that's why when the person sleeps, he's dreaming about all kind of nonsense. Because that's what he's thinking about during the day. The Gemara in Brachos tells us that, right? Whatever you think about during the day is what you're dreaming about at night, right? He wouldn't be lurking acha shtusim. He wouldn't be after all of the nonsense of masim tovim and bad deeds and averas. Wow, hagun she'einam hagunim keilu. That are not proper for the Jew. What does a Jew have anything to do with averas? We're holy. We have an neshama. Why would a Jew want to be doing an avera? But why? Because again, he doesn't have Yishuv Adas. K'may mevaya b'makim acher. In Likutey Moran Tinyon, the lesson Yud. Shikar hisrachakus me Hashem yisbaruch hu machma she'ein la Yishuv Adas. The reason why people are far away from Hashem and they don't do tshuva, they don't come close to Hashem, because they don't have Yishuv Adas. That's the answer. Here's the answer in a nutshell. Right here. If you have Yishuv Adas, and how do you get Yishuv Adas? Do a mitzvah b'simcha. It's not that hard. You understand? The answer is not that hard. It's much more difficult to run after all of the nonsense of the world. And it costs a lot of money many times, right? And the person's maybe doing things that are illegal, possibly. And he's worried about that. Do a mitzvah b'simcha. Free yourself. Any comments on this? No? No.
Simple truth.
What?
It's simple truth.
Yeah. ומבואי שם שאיקה ישב הדס הוא על ידי simcha. And as we learned, the main yishuv hadas comes with joy. And that's why it's Ivdu es Hashem b'simcha. Ba'i lefana b'renana. Ivdu es Hashem b'simcha. Serve Hashem with joy. Ayin sham. Hainu. Ki ha b'ha talya. Because each one is interdependent in the other. Machma sheinem is gabe b'simcha. He does the things wrong, they're interdependent in each other. Why? Because he's not doing the mitzvah b'simcha. Mashal kol panim nitzal shaloi asani goy. He's not doing like this. Look, no matter what he's involved in, if the guy is still making brachas in the morning and he gets to the bracha, shaloi asani goy. Wow, Hashem, you made me a Jew. You separated me from everyone in the world. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu saved us from all of the mistakes and all of the people in the world that are going down the wrong paths. Bekama bechina, so many different aspects. Today especially, right? Today especially, we have so many different groups of people that are involved in all the wrong things, right? Why? Because they don't do mitzvahs b'simcha. V'chol ma she'golos hadas misgaber yoyser misgaber atzvos b'yoyser. The more the person goes in golos. We said, what is golos? Golos is atzvos. Exile is atzvos, right? Exile. Exile is atzvus, is depression. And the more the person is in galus, he gets deeper into the depression. And that's why he's far away from Hashem. This is such a beautiful lesson. And we can help literally so many Jews from this lesson here alone. This lesson alone. V'chol ma she'agolus hadas miskaber yoyser miskaber atzvus yoyser. Again, one more time. The more the golus in the person's mind becomes depressed, he begets deeper into depression. V'chein lahala namachma zeh. And that's why we have all of the distancing from Hashem. Why are people distant from Hashem? Because they're not involved in simcha. They're just involved in depression. They can't take their eyes off the news. Right? They can't. There are people like that. What happened now? I need to know. I need to know what happened. I need to know what happened. And they read, oh no, I thought this was good. That happened. Oh, now I'm so upset about that. Right? Why?
On the other side, it's like escapism. It's like,
You
just running away from reality. They will claim. You can't just live in a bubble.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Let me. Okay. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. Let's discuss. Let's discuss that. Wait a second. When someone read the news or they didn't read the news.
Right.
What actually changed in their life?
I'm aware.
What actually changed? What physically changed in the person's life?
Physically, not sure, but just awareness.
And then what?
Well, maybe it's some it will have some influence on my actions. I don't know, or my
No. If you read the news, number one, 99.99% of the things you're reading in the news is sheker anyway. They never tell you. They tell you what they want to tell you. They're not telling you the truth. Is that true?
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
So whatever they tell us is not necessarily the truth anyway. But why is the person, again, if the person would be instead takes out his Tehillim, and he says Tehillim, he says, V'ani b'chazdecha b'tachta yogel libi b'shuasecha. So then he has reality. Again, that's his reality. V'ani b'chazdecha b'tachti. I believe and trust in Hashem's chesed. So what did the person gain by reading the news? Again, what I ask you, can he change anything? If chas v'sholom there's going to be an attack, there's going to be a missile, there's going to be what? Can he change anything by him knowing? I'd say no. We have a system. We have a siren system, right? We have the zakat, right? Zakat, and if there's a siren, I know I need to go into the mine. What else do I need to know? What? If there was no system, and I would never know what's going on unless I watch the news, maybe. But there are systems that tell us, and the systems work, so what do I need the news for?
There's a guy that called me up from America. I've known him for years. He's totally depressed from the news. Calls me up to tell me about the guy.
He's in Golas.
About the guy in Turkey who wants to kill the Jews, and Trump is going to send him planes. And I said, Howard, thank you very much for giving me that information. It really changes my whole day. Thank you so much for that information.
And he's living his life that way.
Oh, he just totally lives with it now he's got this tyrant to worry about,
No, but it doesn't lead to anything good. It doesn't lead to anything good. Nothing. It just brings depression. I'm telling you, the news is a vehicle of the Sitra Achra to put us deeper into Golas. What is Golas? Atzvas. What is the news? What's the goal of the news? To make a person depressed. Right? Your friend Howard, right? He's depressed, right? Anyone that reads the news, you could tell if someone's reading the news, and you see the guy has a long face.
Yeah.
See the guy's got a long face. Oh, it's terrible. Everything's dead, right?
Everything.
But again, if you say "Vani b'chazdecha b'tachti," Yogel libi b'shuasecha, fill my heart with Hashem's Yeshua. I mean, I'm amazed that they said that Iran sent the drones to the U.S. base in Jordan, and they destroyed 20 buildings.
Yeah.
20 buildings. Yes, 20 buildings. With drones. Maybe some rockets, I don't know what they did. But what? You're telling me on the base they don't have the anti-missile things and they don't have all the same things we have? I'm sure they do. Come on. The American base, come on, they have their stuff on there. Come on. America's they're not cheapskates. The Israeli government is cheap. They don't give the soldiers any helmets, and they don't give them any bulletproof vests, and they don't. But the American government does. They protect their people, right? I find that fascinating also. I met a chayal, and I said, you had such a nice helmet. You have such a... He says, it was all donated. It's all donated. They gave me a pair of pants, they gave me a shirt and a gun. That's it. No boots, nothing. It's amazing. No, but why am I saying? But the Americans, they give them vests and helmets and this and knee pads and everything they need, they give them. But then the 20 buildings were destroyed by rockets. And how many rockets were sent to Eretz Yisrael?
None.
No, altogether.
Altogether, tons.
Thousands. No,
Now,
that all good news, but I read about Friday's murder of Jews. You know, that
Yeah.
makes me really sad. You know, I'm depressed. I don't know. And
okay, but again, Sasha, that's because we have our government and we need to make changes in our government.
so that maybe reading that news, you know,
It doesn't help.
I
No, say
can
Tehillim.
change.
Again, it's not going to help anything.
Oh yeah.
Sasha, it's not going to help anything. But Hashem protects us. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Hashem is here. He's protecting us. We don't know why this one died and that one. Leave that up to Hashem. It's not. We can't do anything about that. Yes, people will die. That's life. People die. That's part of life. But let Hashem decide it. Why was this person that one? We don't know that. V'atikin l'chol zeh hu hatzadik emes b'chinas Yosef. The tikkun for all of this has to do with the tzaddik Yosef. Again, Mashiach ben Yosef. We're waiting for Mashiach ben Yosef. Sheyodea ba'amkus chachmosai l'sameach nafshes Yisrael. Because he has such deep chachma, such deep wisdom. He knows how to make Jews happy. The tzaddikim know how to bring joy to the Jews. B'chol mokim shem, no matter where they are. V'al kein haya yodei lepasha Sheleimah. And therefore he understood how to decipher dreams. He knew how to interpret dreams. Because he knew how to separate the good from the bad. He did borer. He was a master in borer. Separating the good from the bad. That's borer on Shabbos, right? You separate the good from the bad. You don't take the bad from the good, you take the good from the bad. We are in the
It's just horrible.
Yeah. Okay.
Friday is
Okay. I got it. Okay. But again, we are living. We are in this world, and this is the world of the exchange. This is the world of exchange. And whenever you're in the world of exchange, it's our job to change everything over. Good morning, Israel. It's our job to change things over. It's our job to make things better. You can give the English one. There's an English one you could see. Oh yeah, so show them the place. Yeah. Therefore, he know how to interpret the dreams. Afilu shel hamoin shekol irvuvai hu al yedei bilbol heichal ha'temuras. Because we're in the heichal ha'temura. You understand? We're in the heichal ha'temura. We're in the place of exchange. We're supposed to be on top. The Jewish people is supposed to be in charge. But it's like Rabbi Nachman's story of the exchanged children, right? The exchanged children, right? What happened? You had the exchanged children. You had the Ben Hashivcha, the child of the maidservant, became the king because she decided to change them. And then the Ben Hamelech, the true prince was the one that was being tormented by the Ben Hashivcha, by the imposter king. That's us in this world. This is the world is the whole idea is the Heichal HaTemura. Things are exchanged. How do you fix the problem? Do a mitzvah with joy, right? Simcha, joy. Simcha, joy rids the person from his depression. Yosef HaTzadik was a master at interpreting dreams. Why? Because Yosef HaTzadik understood this world of exchange. Yosef HaTzadik in his life, he experienced it. He experienced the Eichel HaTemura. He was one with his father Yaakov. Let's discuss it for a minute. He's one with his father Yaakov. And what happens? The brothers take him and they sell him to be a slave. Wait. He's the tzaddik. Why is he a slave? There's the exchange. Right now he's a slave. He's sent down to Mitzrayim. He's bought by Potiphar. He now becomes he's running the house of Potiphar. And then he has the problem with Mrs. Potiphar, right? Right? He has the problem with constantly seducing him, but he overcomes that. But that lands him in jail. Right? Now he's in jail. I mean, it's going worse, right? He was a slave, now he's a prisoner in jail. But while he's in jail, he's still happy. Not only is he happy, he's checking on all the inmates to make sure they're happy. Could you imagine that? The guy's in jail and he's happy. He's with Hashem. He doesn't care where he is. When you live with Hashem, no matter where you are in the world, no matter what's going on, you're always happy because you always have Hashem with you. Is that amazing? Because Yosef is so full of simcha always, he's able to be constantly connected to Hashem, connected to the Or HaGonas, to the Or Ein Sof. And he has that infinite light of Hashem that comes from the highest place. And he constantly is being imbued with that light. When he's imbued with that light, it gives him clarity. It gives him clarity. And therefore, Yosef HaTzadik is the one that can decipher all of the dreams. Now let's go to Lamed Tes. Valkein Yoda Yosef Lifta Chaloim Paroi. And therefore, Yosef was the only one that knew how to decipher the dream and interpret the dream of Paro. Right? Paro had his dream. Shal Yedei Zeh Yotza Megolus V'Avdas. Yosef HaTzadik left the Golus, he left his exile, and he left his slavery, his servitude. He left it. Ki Paroi hu Melech Mitzrayim. Because Paroi is the king of Egypt, as we know. Shu Golus Harishon, and that was the first Golus that we went into. That was the first of our exiles. Shenimtzach Meched Adam Harishon, that came about from Adam Harishon. Hashem asked Adam Harishon, Ayeka, where are you? After he ate from the tree, he ate Sadas Tevera. So Hashem says, Ayeka, where are you? Ayeka is the same words as Eicha. Same letters as Eicha. He brought in the Gullus. It was all Adam Harishon. He brought Gullus. He started. It's his fault.
And his response was he's watching the news.
He's watching the news. Shaz nimshach atzvus v'sitra d'maisa. Because again, Adam Harishon was involved in bringing death to the world. Before Adam Harishon ate from the tree, we were going to live. No problem. There's no death. He brought death. Adam Harishon brought death to mankind.
We probably would not be even there.
Huh?
We probably would not even be there. I mean, this whole...
No. So the Arizal speaks about that. And the Arizal asked the question, why are we suffering for Adam Harishon? So he answers that all of our neshamas were all part of Adam Harishon's neshama. All of us. All of the 600,000 source neshamas that we spoke about, right? 600,000 letters in the Torah, right? 600,000 source neshamas. We're all part of Adam Harishon. And none of us screamed loud enough and say, Adam, don't eat from that tree. We were all there. Did you know that? We were in Adam Harishon. We were all part of Adam Harishon. And when he was about to pick up that fruit, we should have screamed, no, don't do that. None of us said anything.
You're watching the news.
But because we didn't say anything, that's what we're responsible. So here's Yosef Atzadik, and he's stuck. He was thrown into a pit, no water. But Rashi says there were nechashim and akravim, there were snakes and scorpions in the pit. Right? He's now sent with Yishmaelim down to Paro. Now he goes through the whole thing. Now he goes to and then he had the Sarah Tabochim and the Sarah Mashkim, right? Sarah Oifim, and the Sarah and the right, and then what happened was the baker got killed, but the winemaker was okay, right? Right? Remember that his dreams, he served those dreams. And then the winemaker tells Paro, "Oh, you have a dream. Oh, I remember. I remember my shortcomings. And there was a Jewish guy in the jail, and he was able to interpret my dream. And look, and it came true. See, I'm serving you the wine." So Paro said to him, "Go get Yosef, clean him up, and bring him to me." And it says, other Mauritian brought together to the world, Sitra de Maisa, Be'itzvan Teichlena. And also you'll eat your bread with depression. Be'itzvan Teichlena. At Shuvacha El Adama, until you return to the ground. Misa. Return to the ground. Ba'al Kein Ra Paroi, Shesheva Parois Harois, Boilim Sheva Parais HaTayvos. And therefore Paro saw there were 7 scrawny cows that consumed the 7 healthy cows. Strange dream. You have 7 scrawny little cows, and these cows consume the heavy, healthy cows. V'chein Sheva Shiboilim. Kibayu el kirbena, v'lei noida kibo el kirbena. The 7 little bundles consumed the 7 big. You couldn't tell, and then the cows, the scrawny ones, ate it, and you couldn't tell. Shemis gaba atzus v'ayoga and alatoiv shul b'china sheva sevia ubracha b'china simcha. K'may perish Rashi b'paslik lov shu korim atzoin v'omkim Yatfu Bar Yisai Au Af Yashiru Terua Simcha. What does that mean? V'chein perish mokei macha aval b'china sheva shnei arov shua hepech b'chinas yilolav atzvos, the years of plenty. No, the years of famine. Rov is famine. The years of famine is the opposite, right? K'moi shekosa b'yoyel. Because they cried and they were moaning for the chita and the soira. They didn't have any wheat and barley. Miskabe kol kach ad shehem roitzim lahavliya ulahalim simchas yisrael legamri bechinas vatavoina el kebena v'leinoida kibo el kebena ze ika arichas agolas. That was the whole story of the Golas. The whole story, what was going on with Paro's dream, is the whole story of the Golas. They're trying to sap everything out of us. The Goyim try to sap everything out of us. That's the whole story of the Golas. When it comes to someone's money, that's when they get most depressed. Right? We can relate to that, right? You can have a person that has well means and he has a lot of money and he has a lot of riches. But the guy's always lacking something. He always needs more. He always needs to have more. He's not happy with what he has. He needs more. Give me more. And the rich guys are more worried than the poor people. You would think the poor person that's worried about putting food on his table, worried about feeding his family, you would think he's worried. No, we're learning here that the rich guy, when he looks at his thing, and today, I made my investment went down. In his mind, he's worse off than the poor guy that doesn't have food for his family. It's amazing. The rich guy,
the poor guy knows how to be poor. The rich guy is petrified of being poor.
he's petrified. There we go. It's like Chazal say, Mar ben nechosim, mar b'daigus. The more things you have, the more things you have to worry about. The less things you have, you don't have to worry about it. Right? Right, Israel, could you relate to that?
Yeah.
If you have only a few toys, you only have to worry about a few toys. If you have hundreds of toys, oh no, where did I leave this one? Where did I leave that one? Where did this one go? Where did that one go, right? The more you have, the more you have to worry about, right? If you have less things, you have less things to keep track of. They had no idea that they were inside. They have no idea that the scrawny cows ate up you would think the scrawny cow ate up the big cow, he would be okay. No, but he's still the same scrawny guy. He ate up the big cow. So you would think he got a little bit. No, you can't tell. The whole idea of Mitzrayim, we know that Mitzrayim is ervas haaretz, right? Immorality. Mitzrayim is immorality. And where does immorality come from? Atzvos. That's all from the side of death. And what did we say that immorality brings? Taiva for mammon, right? Lust for money.
Smart,
What?
How come we're so smart, but very few people follow this advice? Yeah. Jews involved in making money. The main thing, Jew,
right? And
money.
I understand, and that's why we're in Golas.
Right.
Because we're not working on doing mitzvahs b'simcha, and they're so worried on money, and they don't do their mitzvah b'simcha because while they're in shul even trying to daven, they're looking at the phone and watching how much money they're losing.
Right.
Or they're so happy they're making a lot of money now. Oh, but now it just went down. I should have sold it a minute ago. I should have waited. But the tikkun for all of this, you hear this? What's the tikkun? Connect to Yosef HaTzadik. Yosef HaTzadik understood even if they were deep in Golas. I mean, it didn't get much worse than that for Yosef, right? He's in a pit. He's working as a slave. He's in the jail. I mean, it doesn't get much worse than that, right? But he still is b'simcha, because he's with Hashem, no matter where he goes. In order to interpret the dream that we can have kiyum, we can exist. What did Yosef HaTzadik say to his brothers? When he finally revealed himself, we're going to discuss a lot about this. When he finally revealed himself, so the brothers were really worried. Could you imagine? Here, this guy, our brother, he's now the viceroy of Egypt. Egypt was the most important, powerful civilization in the entire world. Now, our brother that we sold as a slave, we threw him in a pit. We threw him in a pit. Now he is in charge of everything. You can imagine they were a little bit worried, right? What would most people have done? Oh, I'm going to find the real pit for you, right? I'll show you guys, right? What does Yosef say to them? You think you sent me? Ha! No, it wasn't you. It was Hashem, Elokim, the Midas Adin sent me. Elokim sent me. Don't pride yourself that you had the idea to send me and that's why I ended up here. No, Hashem orchestrated this entire story to put me over here so that way we would have food for the world. Ki kol elu amaisiyos shavru ben Yosef u'Paroi u'ben Yosef ve'echa. Because all of these transacted, these things that transacted between Paroi and Yosef and the brothers in Yosef, hakol merames al arichas hagolos. That's all the story of our golos. It's all in those words. Ad kates hapelois, until the end of the wonders, what's going to happen, kayadu, al kain, nema be Yosef atzadik. And therefore it says by Yosef atzadik, animsa kazeh ish asher ruach Elokim boy. Paroi says to him, can you imagine this? Paroi says to him, Hanimsa kazeh ish, can you find a guy like this? Paroi is saying this. Asher ruach Elokim boy, he has the Spirit of God on him. Hayni sheyadei l'nashe v'l'nafeach ha'afruriyos mileiv ish meileiv Yisrael. He knows how to brush off and knock off all the dust and the dirt from a Jew, and he knows how to lift them up. Look what he did with his brothers, right? His brothers, now he could have got revenge on them, right? No, but what he did was he told them, nah, guys, don't worry. Don't worry. It wasn't you that sold me. It was Hashem. He was involved in that. He knocked off all their worry. Could you imagine how worried they were? I can't even imagine that. Could you imagine how worried these brothers were? They're standing there. Binyamin was accused of stealing the Gevia, his goblet, right? I think they call it a goblet, right? His becher, right? The Gevia. And now they found him that he stole it, and now they're all standing there. And then Yehuda comes to Yosef at Tzaddik, and Yehuda approaches Yosef, and then Yosef can't hold back anymore. Right? Remember, that was the story. Could you imagine the emotions that were going on there? I mean, you're probably able to touch the emotions, right? They were so thick. Could you imagine that? No, I mean, really. They don't know who this guy is. They don't know who he is. They think he's not talking to them, and he has an interpreter. Right? He's playing the game. You know, he's playing the game. If he spoke Hebrew, it would have been no good. So they spoke Hebrew. They didn't speak Egyptian. So there was an interpreter. You know who the interpreter was? It was Yosef's son.
Your nephew.
Yeah. We'll see about that. There's no one that's wiser, more capable than you, Yosef Atzadik. If you can interpret a dream like this, such a deep dream, that you had 7 scrawny cows consuming 7 healthy cows, and you couldn't even determine what they were. And then you had the 7 scrawny little bundles that took in that overtook the big bundles, and you couldn't tell. Shezeo machma shata yochel levara hecholei atamuros ayidei is gabris hasimcha ba'atzoisecha ha'amukos. Because you, Yosef Atzadik, you have a way to have joy in serving Hashem. You have the way to do the mitzvah b'simcha. Kamei sheisa b'medrash, as the medrash said, lapasava he ish matzliach. Yosef was an ish matzliach. You know, is that nice? He had success. He was a successful guy. He was an ish matzliach. Shu l'shoyin mifazes u'merakeh. he would jump and dance, and he would be very happy. He's always a happy guy. Even when he's working in the jail. Could you imagine that? He's in the jail, he's in a penitentiary. And it wasn't like today, the penitentiaries that the people go today. This was a jail. He did things, we're going to see in a second, right here. Like we learned about this also in Hilchos Tefillin, Halacha Vav. We learned about the Milei D'Shtuta, speaking silly words. Right? Yosef Kadun has a song. You know that song, Sasha? Yeah. Sometimes you have to say silly things in order to make yourself happy. You have to be happy. Even if you say silly things. Say silly things to make yourself happy. That's what Yosef HaTzadik was doing. He said silly things in order to make himself happy. He's in jail. It doesn't get much worse than that. But he's still making himself happy. That's Hatzlacha. Al ken amaloi acharei haidia likim oischa es kol zois. Bevadei ein novoin bechocham kamaycha. There's no one that's more smart and wise than you. Parai saw this guy was in jail. Could you imagine that? Usually the people in jail are the most depressed people in the world, right? They don't have freedom. They don't have a choice of what they're going to eat, right? And everyone today, we have a choice. Well, I eat this, I don't eat that. This I'll eat, this I won't eat. The guy's in jail, you eat what they give you. You don't say, well, I don't eat this, right? You understand, right? If you don't have what to eat, you eat whatever they give you. Whether I like it or I don't like it, you learn to like it, right? But Yosef is happy. It doesn't matter. He's always connected to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Because he got the blessing of seichel, of intellect. Because he's able to traverse through the Heicholei Temurais, through this place of exchange in this world. Through strengthening joy. So if you want to be successful in life, you have to be happy. You got it? No matter what's going on. And the more difficult the situation a person finds himself in, the more joy he needs to get himself out. Joy is the only way to get out of any problems that a person has in life. If you want to get out of any problem you're in, you have to be happy. No matter what it is. No matter what problem you're dealing with, you have to do it with joy. Okay, that's our lesson for today. Now we're going to start a new section in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. We're learning Hilchos Seuda now. We're going to learn the laws of Seuda. Okay, any questions?
Who was saying, maybe get other things there? I don't know. No, not every successful person is happy, but every happy person is successful.
That's right. No, that's absolutely true. Not every successful person is happy, and that person that's not happy won't be successful for very long. Or he'll commit suicide. Right? One or the other. Right? But if the person is happy, he'll always be successful. Like we just learned from Yosef HaTzadik. He's in jail, he's happy, he's successful. He's Ish Matzliach. You like that?
Right?
Yeah. Let's learn here. Let's learn. Okay, so we're starting. We all want to be a ben olam haba. We all want to have our chelik in olam haba. We want it to be a nice, so we learn halacha every day. The Rebbe says that every day, you have to learn halacha. That's what the Rebbe says. Every day, learn halacha. You be connected to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Here we go. So today we're starting Siman Mem Beis, which is 42. Those that are following along inside, and these are the laws of Hilchos Seuda. So we learned the laws. We learned the laws about bread, what types of breads. We learned the laws of Betzias Hapras and Birchas Hamoitzi. Now we're moving on to Suda. Now that you had your food and you prepared in the bread, and how do you conduct yourself during the meal? So here we go, Aleph. Mi sheyesh loy behemois ay oifos shemizanaysehem olav. Someone that has animals or birds that they're responsible to feed. Right? The person, let's say today, a person has a cat in his house, a person has a dog or a bird, right? People have birds, right? Birds, right? Asur loy le'echel klum ad sheyiten lahem machal. You are not allowed to eat anything, klum, nothing, until you feed your animal. They get fed first. So who's the slave? You get a dog. Who's the master and who's the dog? The dog is the master, right? Because the master can't eat anything until he feeds the dog. It's amazing, right? You're not allowed to eat anything. This is not a minhag chassid. This is halacha. Kidiksiv. V'natati eise b'sadecha l'vemtecha v'yachalta v'zvada. This week's parsha. Parsha's Eikev. In the parsha this week. How do you like that? We have last week's parsha, we had Shema Yisrael v'hafta. This week we have V'hayim Shemaya. And it's the pasuk in there. V'natati eise b'sadecha. I'm going to give you grass in your fields. L'vemtecha v'yachalta v'zvada. So it says first, the animals are going to eat, and then you will eat and bless Hashem. Hakdima Torah machal behema lemachal adam. So the Torah puts in line, in the order the pasuk. V'nasati eisa b'sadecha l'vemtecha. I'll give you the grass in the field, so that way the animals can graze. And then it says v'yachalta v'zvada. Then you will eat and bless Hashem and bench. So therefore, since it says the animals first, you have to make sure you feed your animals first. But when it comes to drinking, that you're allowed to drink. You're allowed to drink. So if you want to have a coffee, that you're allowed to do. But you can't have a cracker with your coffee. That you're not allowed to do. You're allowed to drink something before you feed your animal or bird, but you're not allowed to eat anything. Why are you allowed to drink something? Diksiv. Shtei v'gam gam lecha ashka. Rivka said to Eliezer, I'll give you to drink, and I'll also give the camels. So we learned from there, I'm allowed to drink something. It says, "V'nasati eisa b'sadecha l'vemtecha," then I'll give you the food for your animals, and then v'achalta v'savata, and then you'll bless Hashem, you'll eat and bless Hashem. But when it comes to drink, it's talking about that what the Rivka said, I'll give to you to drink, Eliezer, and then I will give to the camels.
So do you drink before you feed the animal? You can drink before you feed the animal? So you can't eat.
So if the person wants to take his coffee, he needs his coffee. Make your coffee, and then feed.
Hungry.
Listen, get up early in the morning, have your coffee while the animal's still sleeping. I don't know, maybe the animal's still sleeping.
No, I don't feed my cat before Kiddush. If it doesn't hear Kiddush, it doesn't get the food.
Oh, you don't? Okay. Okay, he has a drink.
Drink.
Oh, you have a cat?
The fact is, he doesn't really need a drink.
Oh, he doesn't drink? Cats don't drink?
They drink, but way less than humans. They're not as much dependent as us.
Okay, whatever. I don't know. I'm not a man. You have to talk to your veterinarian. I don't know. I don't know. What's that?
Sorry.
I mean, cat always comes for Kiddush. It's weird.
Huh?
My cat always comes for Kiddush. It's just whatever. It's weird. But
And then it says he brings another pasuk. He gives another pasuk. V'chein ksiv v'hishkisa es ha'eda ve'es be'iram. give to drink first the people and then their flock. So you have another example, give to eat, drink the people, drink first, and then the animals eat. So, but when it comes to the animals eat first before the person eats. So you're not allowed to eat anything until, so before you, if you're thinking about getting a dog and a cat or a bird, whatever it is, you better think about the halacha that you're not going to be able to eat anything. You can't have your bowl of cereal in the morning, whatever you want to eat. You can't have it until you feed your animal. You understand that? Okay, that's our halacha for today. I wish everyone a wonderful day, and we should all hear Besorah Tovot. And thank you all for joining.